It's Anfield's turn now to sing football's most famous anthem.
You'll Never Walk Alone is perhaps the most famous song in football and is heard before kick-off at every Liverpool match at Anfield. Celtics and Borussia Dortmund have also adopted the song. One of the most memorable renditions of the song was when Liverpool and Borussia Dortmund fans combined to sing the song when the two sides met in the Europa League during the 2015-2016 season. The words of this famous song and the rendition by a stadium of fans always leaves you feeling emotional, like anything is possible. You feel like you can brave anything and triumph because you are not alone. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro's father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush, and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Draw not nigh hither, put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Dearly beloved, today I bring you a message of hope. In the midst of the rat race called life, we sometimes forget what's important. We focus so much on the race that we forget the person running the race. We focus on the obstacle and forget that the obstacle cuts, wears and tears the body. Some people have more wear and tear than others. Some people have longer seasons of darkness. And while we navigate our way through the season, it helps to know that someone actually cares. It helps to know that you are not alone. It helps to know that someone has your back. There will always be a race to run. There will always be a problem. There will always be trials and tribulations. This is guaranteed. I want to tell you a secret to problems and adversity. It is about you and how you approach it. Every woman knows that 9 months of labor is tough. Most have morning sickness and different complications. They know their bodies will be altered. They know that the day of evacuation will be painful. And even if they have to do surgery, it's also painful. But they gladly do it. Some go through this process several times, all because they know that at the end of the cycle of pain comes a bundle of joy. This is why pregnant women hold their heads up high. This is why they rub their tummy with pride. This is one secret to trials. Focus on the prize and hold your head up high. Focus on the victory at the end and embrace your season. Victory could be tangible like a baby, car, house, or it could be intangible like peace, love, serenity, good health. God sent Moses on an errand that was loaded with trials and tribulations. To the ordinary eye, the task will consume Moses and those he was to lead. So God showed him the burning bush. He said, you will pass through fire, but it won't consume you. Imagine this for a second. No matter how strong the fire is, no matter how bad the problem seems, it will never consume you. And victory is assured. This is the first secret of trials. The second secret of trials is that you are never alone. As Moses decided to see beyond the fire and why the bush was not consumed, he found God within the fire. God said to him, Don't come closer, this is holy ground. Moses now realized why the bush was not getting consumed. there was a fireman in the midst of the fire. Your problem is holy ground. It's God's operating table. It's His miracle auditorium. It's His testimony factory. It is His office. Faint not, fear not, worry not. God is in the midst of the fire. He's working your victory, so relax. Morning sickness might come, but there's a baby at the end. Sickness might come, but there's good health at the end. There's no job now, but a good job will come. Bills are piling up, but abundance will come. What is the fire around you? What's your problem right now? What troubles your mind? Fear not, because God is in the midst of the fire. I have a message for those of you who are watching people go through adversity. If you want to connect with God, connect with people in trouble, because that trouble is holy ground. God will always be found there fighting for them. This is why helping the poor connects you to God's blessings, because He is in the midst of their fire. Don't run from people when they have challenges. Don't abandon people in need. Don't give up on those who have long seasons of darkness. The longer the season, the longer God is there. The longer you stay by their side, the more you have an opportunity to connect with God. Let me round up by reminding you of the day of Pentecost. The disciples had been given a mandate similar to that of Moses. They were to lead all men out of bondage of sin and death. As they waited on God, tongues of fire appeared and sat upon each one of them. But the fire didn't consume them. In the midst of that fire, they were filled with the Holy Ghost. And then they remembered the burning bush. They also now understood why Yehoshua said He will send the Comforter, so that in the midst of whatever trials and tribulations they faced, they would know for sure that they would never walk alone. Child of God, Jehovah is in the fire. Child of God, the Comforter dwells in you, so rest assured you will never walk alone. God says you will never, ever walk alone. You will never walk alone. God bless you all.